In my first life, I believed that loyalty was everything. I thought that if I gave my heart honestly, if I loved and trusted deeply, life would reward me with the same. And she was the proof of that belief. Or so I thought. My best friend. My sister in everything but blood. We shared everything. Laughter, tears, sleepless nights filled with whispered dreams. She knew me better than anyone. She knew my secrets, my fears, the man I loved, and the future I hoped for. Her betrayal didn't happen in a single moment. It was slow, subtle, almost tender. A smile that lingered too long when he was near. A soft word that seemed harmless, a suggestion here, a favor there. I ignored the signs, because I loved her. I trusted her. When she asked questions about him, what gifts he liked, what he said when we were alone, I thought she was happy for me. When she offered to help me with my projects, my ambitions, I thought she wanted to see me succeed. I never realized she was collecting the pieces of my life, one by one, preparing to steal them all. By the time I saw the truth, it was too late. She had already wrapped her lies in ribbons of innocence. She told him stories about me, that I was selfish, manipulative, cold. She made herself look gentle, understanding, a balm to his wounded pride. And he believed her. The man who once swore he would never doubt me looked at me with suspicion in his eyes, and I broke. The people around me turned distant. Whispers followed me. She smiled, holding my hand, pretending to comfort me, even as she twisted the knife deeper. When they finally married, she invited me to the wedding. I went. I stood there, dressed in the same color she once said looked good on me, watching her walk down the aisle with the man I had once dreamed of calling my own. Her eyes met mine, and for the briefest moment her smile faltered, not with guilt, but with triumph. She had won, and I had lost everything. In the end, there was nothing left. My career destroyed, my name tarnished, my love stolen, my trust shattered. When death came for me, I didn't fight it. I welcomed it. I thought I would finally find peace, but fate had other plans. I woke up to the familiar hum of the morning, the smell of coffee, and the soft glow of sunlight through my curtains. My heart raced. Everything looked the same. My room, my calendar, my phone, messages from her, cheerful and innocent. I checked the date. It was before everything. Before the betrayal. Before the heartbreak. Before I lost it all. I was back. Reborn. For a long moment, I sat there in silence, my hands trembling. Then I smiled. It was not a smile of joy. It was the calm, knowing smile of someone who has seen the storm and learned to dance within it. This time, I would not be the fool. This time, I would not let her steal what was mine. The first thing I did was watch her. I listened more than I spoke. I remembered every word she had once used to destroy me and began to see the patterns, the subtle manipulations, the careful self-pity, the charm that hid her envy. She thrived on admiration. She fed on my trust. And I would give her both. Just enough to make her believe I was still the same naive girl who thought friendship was sacred. When she reached out, I answered with warmth. When she asked questions, I answered vaguely. When she tried to test my limits, I smiled. But inside, I was already planning every move, every step, every mask I would let her wear before tearing it off. She was still in love with my life, the opportunities, the people, the affection I naturally drew, and I began giving her what she craved most, attention. I praised her talents in front of others, built her confidence, lifted her high enough that the fall would shatter her completely. I became the perfect friend again, the one she could never suspect, while quietly sealing the cracks in my world that she had once slipped through. The man she once stole from me came again. This time, at the beginning, when everything was still new. I knew the words that had once made me fall for him. I knew his weaknesses, his pride, his hidden doubts. And this time I did not lose myself in love. I was patient, watchful. I saw how easily he could be swayed, how her soft manipulations could twist him against me. And when she tried to play her familiar game, I smiled and let her. She began whispering to him again, planting her small, poisonous seeds. But I had changed the soil. Every word she spoke fell flat because I had already filled the spaces between us with truth. I was honest with him about my fears, my past, even my mistakes. He saw me, truly saw me, and she could no longer use illusion to divide us. Her tricks bounced off the walls of my new reality, useless and hollow. And when she realized her power over me had vanished, she began to panic. She grew desperate, erratic, her jealousy unraveling in front of everyone. The same charm that once blinded them now made her look insincere. The same words that once drew sympathy now sounded rehearsed. The mask cracked, and beneath it was the truth I had always known: envy, bitterness, and the hunger to take what was never hers. I didn't have to destroy her. She destroyed herself. All I had to do was step aside and let her unravel under the weight of her own lies. When the moment came, when she looked at me with those wild eyes filled with confusion and anger, I met her gaze calmly. "You taught me something," I said softly. "That loyalty without wisdom is a weapon handed to your enemy. So thank you. I learned." She stammered, trying to paint herself as the victim, trying to pull at the same strings of pity she had once wrapped around others. But no one listened. They had seen her now, truly seen her. The curtain was pulled, and the performance was over. As I walked away from her for the last time, the air felt lighter. I no longer carried the weight of betrayal or the need for revenge. I had already won, not because I ruined her, but because I refused to let her ruin me again. The girl she betrayed was gone. In her place stood someone wiser, calmer, unshakable. Rebirth was never about vengeance. It was about clarity. It was about learning who deserves your heart and who deserves your silence. And she, my once beloved friend, had earned nothing but the latter. I no longer mourned the past or the years I lost. I had reclaimed them, reshaped them, and turned them into strength. She had tried to teach me that love and loyalty were weaknesses, but I had learned that the truest strength lies in seeing through the masks and knowing when to walk away. This time, I did not fight for her approval, her friendship, or her forgiveness. I didn't need any of it. I simply lived, beautifully, powerfully, and without fear. Because the sweetest revenge is not in destruction, but in thriving. And as she watched from the shadows, realizing that she could no longer touch me, I smiled one last time,